Hey, fun fact. Did you know that the Czech Republic has the highest consumption of beer per capita?
And we're going to show you the top pubs in Prague.
Let's go. Come on, everyone. Time for a pub crawl.
Yeehaw!
So we're starting our walk from the Old Town Square, and we're heading to a beer garden that overlooks the entire city right by the river. I think it's the biggest beer garden in all of Prague. Old Town Square is a very popular place, as you can see. And you can take carriage rides if you like, and there's street food right over there. We walk north using our phone to guide us. So we've been using Google Maps to get around, which works pretty good, but I would suggest downloading the map to your phone before you get here in case you don't have good reception. As you can see, Prague is a beautiful city. Well maintained, clean, nice people, lots of tourists. And we've noticed that most places do accept credit cards, which is great. So you leave the center of town, so to speak, and head over the river, head over the bridge. And I believe this outdoor beer hall is to the right of the bridge once you get over, somewhere up over here. There's the Prague Castle to your left over there. The famous Charles Bridge is down the river over there. And we're trying to get up to that hill over there. So once you go over the bridge, hang a right and go right up the hill on this path. And we're pretty sure that this will lead to Prague's largest beer garden. So when you get to the fork in the path, some people are going left, but Google Maps says go to the right, and that's the way we're going. It seems a little flatter. From Old Town Square, it took us about 20 minutes to get to this point on the path, and then another 5 minutes to get to the beer garden. Just follow the path to the top of the hill. Okay, we made it. Let's check this place out. The beer garden is shaded and has some great views of Prague.
I've seen the world change from what I know. Those honky-tonk and twinkles after midnight. Used to raise your glass of whiskey from the piano. For the beauty of the things we know, like old school rock and roll.
So they have beer and cider. You get that from the little stand here. And they actually have this apple cider that Sue had. It was actually pretty good. And it was on tap. And then walk right around the corner. And looks like they're selling some food. So they have looks like fried cheese, grilled chicken, French fries. So this beer garden on top of the hill is definitely worth the walk up. Great place to spend a few hours or an afternoon. Now, one thing you should know, it's only cash, so bring your Czech crowns.
On to the next pub.
It's lacquer's faded and it's getting kind of old. And it still sounds sweet to me.
Our next stop was a smaller beer garden known for its craft beers, back in Old Town.
Better than I thought before. It's lacquer's faded and it's getting kind of old. Still sounds.
It has a Google rating of 4.7, but unfortunately it was closed when we got there, so we moved on to the next pub.
It's much better than I thought.
Our next stop was a very traditional Czech beer hall. It opened at 3. You just walk in and grab a table. We noticed that the tables had reservation signs for the evening, but they were free to use for the afternoon. So this building's been here since the 1300s, and it's supposedly a very, very traditional Czech bar. So they don't ask what you want to drink here. You sit down, the fellow over there just fills up glasses of beer and then brings it to your table. And that's how they do it. We try to get some red wine. They're like, no, just beer, just beer. Now, after every table had beer, Sue was given the wine that she requested. The odd thing is, the menu has different types of beer, but only one type of beer was being served. It almost reminded me of the old SNL skit, where cheeseburgers were the only option at the diner. So it's interesting when you walk in, you just get a Pilsner. Even though there's other beers on the menu, they just automatically give you a Pilsner. As soon as your glass is empty, they don't ask you, they just bring you another glass of beer. So we're in a quandary because as soon as your beer's low, they give you another beer. And as Chef Tony, you have a comment, right? How do you leave?
You can never leave because nobody takes the last sip at the same time. You're stuck all night.
Right, beer after beer after beer. And it's quite a place. So what they do is they keep a tab on a piece of paper of how many beers you've had and wine, and they mark it every time they bring a new beer. So the Czechs do love their beer. They're drinking this stuff like it's water. And the guy at the bar over there just keeps filling up the half-liter glasses and bringing them to all the customers. Now you can get food here, and the fella next to us was enjoying a plate of raw eggs with raw hamburger meat. Yum! So that's a traditional Czech pub. They do not take credit cards, just cash. What you do is you take your little piece of paper up to the guy that's taking the food orders, and then he tells you how much you owe, and then you pay in cash. All right, so we're heading to the next bar, which is known as a traditional Czech bar also, and highly recommended if you want to get that real Czech experience, that Czech Republic experience. Come to this next place too. The next place was set up just like the pub we were just at, but it was much smaller inside and it was crowded, so we couldn't get in.
And if you're tired of Czech beer, you should head over to the Irish pub, McCarthy's Irish pub, this way.
That's right in the middle of Old Town Prague, there's McCarthy's Irish pub, where the Guinness is cold and a traditional Irish menu can be found. It reminded us of our days back in Dublin. Another great beer hall that you must go to when you're in Prague is Lokál, which is known for its great beer, but also for its very reasonably priced traditional Czech food. Reservations are needed, but sometimes if you come in the early afternoon, you can get in without them. So dinner at Lokál is a must. Very popular here. Very popular with people that visit Prague. Even Mark Wien came here, if you know him, the food guru. And they take credit cards. Service was prompt. Make a reservation if you want to come after 4 o'clock. Otherwise, you can show up around 4 and usually you can get a table. Otherwise, you do need a reservation. And our meal, which was 2 drinks and 2 meals, came to around $28. And then we added a 10% tip. Not bad at all. And before you leave Prague, make sure you check out this pub and restaurant, known for its traditional Czech food, awesome beer, and really neat mural walls. We began our visit with some delicious Czech beer, followed by some homemade chips, and then 4 traditional Czech dinners. So, Chef Tony, how was that beef goulash?
Oh, it was awesome. It was the best meal I've had so far.
Looked good. Looked like you finished it up.
I think I did.
The gravies are great, aren't they?
The
awesome. Gravies here are
awesome.
wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, I like that.
So another great Czech meal for Sue and I. Full meal, each of us, and a drink. Came to a total with a 10% tip of only 42 US dollars. So what's our final thoughts on Prague? Put it on your bucket list. Great city, great food, reasonable prices. Lots of tourists though, but that kind of makes it fun. So where are we off to next?
Croatia.
All right, that's going to be exciting. Until next time, safe travels.